All right, good afternoon, traders. We're going to do a different wrap-up video today. Instead of just replaying the audio chopped up, I want to talk about what we did while we were on Zoom this morning and then what happened after, because sometimes what happens after is even more valuable. So we talked to the traders of how they could go long here, but if they could take all that back and forth, they were stronger than me. And on this up move, actually, I told them I would take 10 points. And if you'd have taken the 10 points, that's what you would have made, and it was great. If you stayed in the trade longer, and depending on how you managed everything, maybe you could have been long there. I'm not saying you would have been long. You'd have been long from yesterday. You captured that move as well. Or if you did battle plan trade number 1 last night, you were in that trade as well. In fact, battle plan trade number 1 worked out really, really nicely here. So it was when we get up over the strong level, look to get long. You have your own strategy. If you could have taken the top profit, which you wouldn't have, it would have been 70 points. So you made somewhere 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 points somewhere in there. And then we tried to get up here in the range. And in fact, if we drop down in time frames and come up here and look, you'll see they really fought hard. So this line here, they really fought hard. And I told the traders, I said, this is where to be long. And if you're going to take any back and forth action here and maybe even take a small loss, this is where we would want to do it, is at the bottom of the range. I also remarked, though, that it's a little different than, so here's our range right here. We know that when we trade this range, what we look for is price to bounce back and forth, right? And we are looking in general that it's better to be looking for longs down here and shorts up here. When the bulls control, I'm only looking for longs typically. Now, we lost this on last week when we had that big vomit down, and now we're coming back up into it. When you're coming back up into it, most likely you are going to reject the first attempt in. Now, I was hoping that if it rejected, it stayed above this strong level and we reattacked. It tried to stay above the strong level, lost the strong level, retouched, and I posted this is where an ideal short would have been if you were looking for a short. And boy, did that follow through beautifully. I was not looking for shorts. I was still long. I got trailed out of my trade today at 100 points. I actually captured the 100 points. I was hoping we pulled a little bit down here and got back into the range, and I would have added on the second attempt into the range. But that's not what happened, so no big deal. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the post that I made inside of the Discord group. There's a lot of value in being a full member and being in the group throughout the day. So once we got off Zoom, I was going to run to the grocery store, but we started having a move there and I didn't feel like I could do that just yet. And up here, in fact, if you'll follow this little arrow, this is when I made the post. Well, we made it into the range. The bulls tried to stay in the range. We lost it. So what do we do now? We zoom back and look for the next possible battle plan trade, which was battle plan trade number 2 way down here. And then we made a little bit further of a move, and I put this in here. I said, eyes on battle plan trade number 2. One of my members popped on and noticed that we were having a nice move down. I said, what happened? And I said, this was a rejection of the range, in my humble opinion, pure technical analysis. We would either went to the top of the range or get rejected. We got rejected. And then the late longs got off sides. They vacated. Shorts piled on. Then we get overly short, and then we squeeze hard. Not card, but, misspellings. Nice strong level here. These are bounce levels, not reversal levels. Just reminding you, just because we come into a strong level doesn't mean price is going to reverse. It's a bounce level. We had a 15-point candle. Then I said we had another 15-point candle, and a reminder, eyes on battle plan trade number 2. So we got down here for battle plan trade number 2. And this is where it was mapped out. And I typically will draw a line at the bottom of that when I'm trading. And boy, did that just play out beautiful. We're looking to get back into the range here. That's what I told the group. Hey, we're looking for a move back into here. I got long in here. At this moment, I'm still long. as we made this move up here and we got above, I made this comment, move your stop behind the strong level, this level here, if you are long and want to exit before end of day and you want to capture most of the move. You do you. I'm not in charge of your trading. I'm not in charge of your entries. I'm not in charge of your exits. You are. And then when we were nearing this next strong level, which is the completion of battle plan trade number 2, I remarked we're up 40 points. And we are. I'll just pull this over. You can see my DOM as it's going now. We are nearing POC is what I meant to say, not nearly POC, or we're nearly at POC. Maybe that's what I meant to say. Great take profit. So if you were in an account that you wanted to be exited before the end of the day, coming back here at the completion of battle plan trade number 2, and it happens to be POC, is a great place. And if you're making too much money, if you're in a prop account and you have some consistency rules that you have to pay attention to, don't make too much money. Make what you got to make and then get out and move on and wait for tomorrow when we'll have another set of battle plan trade ideas that you can trade. So was I in this vomit move all the way down? No. What did I do? I looked for the next battle plan trade idea. My eyes were on battle plan trade number 2. My eyes were on battle plan trade number 2. I didn't take the knife catch long. I waited for the laddering sequence as mentioned here, and we got long, and you stay long, you keep a runner. Why? Because we don't know which trade is going to be the one that goes. If we end up taking out the IB high here, I'm going to have an intraday 100-pointer today on this runner. So, of course, I hope it does. But at this point, I'm wanting to do a wrap-up video and get this out to you. I will be publishing the battle plan again this evening. If you're interested in getting that, there's a 7-day free trial if you're not a member, or consider becoming a member and trade with us live in the morning and then in Discord throughout the day. I'll talk to you soon.